Hi, I'm Anthony Resinello, the creator of the Soulmate Method Masterclass, and I'd like to welcome you to the first video in this Soulmate Method training series. The Soulmate Method is revolutionizing the way men everywhere are easily meeting the love of their life by changing the rules of dating and finally getting purposeful about who they actually want to spend their lives with. The Soulmate Method is a proven step-by-step formula to figure out exactly who and where your dream woman is, and then how to meet and start a real, impactful relationship with her. Now, I spent most of my life doing everything wrong when it came to meeting beautiful women. Why? I wanted to make sure that there was no stone left unturned in my journey to success. Eventually, I started seeing very simple, but mostly never talked about trends happening whenever I found some success and began dating a woman who was perfect for me. There's so much crap out there in the dating industry telling us to go every which way when it comes to how we should approach meeting someone amazing. So when putting together my findings, I wanted to cut away as much fat as possible and get down to the core steps. That is how I finally came up with the Soulmate Method, which I'm proud to say today has brought many men in thriving long-term relationships with the love of their lives. It eventually ended up that the media started hearing about the work I was doing and wanted to cover me in their television shows and publications like the New York Times, CNN, Fox, Vice, and more. It was years that I worked exclusively with men long-term, one-on-one, bringing massive success to their dating lives. I reflected on the fact that I'd spent thousands of hours developing a method that has brought me and my clients an amazing life partner, but which only had impacted a tiny handful of men. And that didn't sit well with me. I didn't want that to be my legacy, and I felt like I had a duty to do something more with my life. I knew that if I wanted to really make an impact, I had to do it on a much larger scale and take the method that was working so well for me and others and get it into the hands of as many single men as possible so they, in turn, could meet their own amazing partner. And that's why we're here today. That's why I'm sharing with you today what I consider to be my secret recipe. My goal is simply to transform the lives of single men everywhere by teaching them how to execute the Soulmate Method. In this video, we're going to be covering the several mechanisms that have specifically been made to keep you from meeting your perfect woman, and then how you could break the cycle and get started on the path to finding and dating her. So, let's get started. All right, welcome to the Soulmate Method. I'm Anthony Resinello, and you're going to have to forgive me because we're outside in Milan right now, and it could get a little bit loud with all of these motor scooters. The first thing that you are going to learn today is the biggest thing. This is the thing that nobody really thinks about because they want to get on with it. But to me, there's nothing more important than this. Let me back up a little bit. We are all living in a cycle. This cycle is brought on by the mechanisms that have put us here. These mechanisms are working to get us to stay where we are. Get us to stay in an unsuccessful, unsoulmateful lifestyle. Okay? First one, the easiest one, online dating. Online dating, it's not the devil, but online dating is made to keep you single. They're not made. They're not trying to get you in a relationship. Because think about it. What if right now, everyone that was using Tinder just fell in love right now? There'd be no reason for Tinder. What if you fell in love after, I don't know, a few months of using Tinder? That'd be it. You'd be done. They don't want that. They want you to keep swiping. It's specifically constructed to keep you on there, to keep you addicted to hooking up. Okay, so that's the first one. We understand that. Now, realize I'm not putting down online dating. Online dating could be really, really helpful if used properly. Now, what's the next mechanism keeping us in that vicious cycle? Gaming. Chances are you could be a fucking avid gamer. And once again, gaming is not a bad thing. It's when it takes up so much of your life that you don't have a social life anymore. When we realize that gaming is meant to be addictive, it's meant to keep us from having real relationships, enjoying ourselves with people, stopping us from meeting the woman of our dreams. When you understand that, then you're able to break that cycle. Now, what's another mechanism that tricks us into thinking we're enjoying our lives or benefiting from dating? Well, pickup artistry. It's a big one. Pickup artistry is trying to get you to think that you're good with women and you can date who you want. But it's actually a fallacy. It's a misperception. The purpose of pickup artistry is to create a challenge out of dating. Now, dating is the easiest thing in the fucking world to do once you know how to do it. But pickup artistry purposely structures its methods to make it difficult for you. It separates you from connecting with women. It separates you from who you actually should be with, who you actually want to be with. It gets you into this headspace where you're looking more to conquer women than actually connect with them and be with them. When you learn how to, guys, when I teach you how to connect, be with women, it becomes so fucking easy because there's no more barriers anymore.
Okay, number 4. This is by far the motherfrickin' big kahuna of distractions from you and your soulmate, you know? I'm guessing you know what it is, you dirty, dirty dog. Come here, let me show you why.
All right, you might have heard before how porn might be detrimental to your life. You might have heard of the NoFap movement, but I don't agree with that one. What I know, based on scientific research and my own personal experience, is that porn ruins your relationships, ruins your life. You are just gonna have to trust me that it's much worse than you think, buddy boy. First, it murders your confidence. Let me explain. When you start watching porn on a regular basis, you begin to become numb to just any kind of sex. Suddenly, we need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tabs open of video after video of some sex act going on. We also progressively require dirtier and dirtier sex to get turned on. So we start watching some crazy stuff that no human would actually want to do in real life. You know the stuff I mean. So how does this relate to our confidence though? When we meet women out in social situations, there's 2 sexual focuses we could have. 1, attraction. This is that good feeling you get when you and a woman are feeling each other. The two of you have this buzzing chemistry going on, and you feel this exciting pull towards her. This is the good kind of sexual chemistry. 2, the second kind is power. Power comes from being detached from people and seeing them as actual objects instead of other human beings we could spend time with. We objectify women by watching lifeless videos of them in sexual acts while having no connection to who they are as people. So, when we see hot women in person, we go into a game mindset where all we think about is getting to sex ASAP. The actual woman inhabiting the body has no real place in our sexual power play. Surprisingly enough, this causes us to lose our true attraction for women, which is where our real confidence is. Power hunger is sourced in insecurity from having a need to prove something to yourself. This, as you probably know deep down inside, is not a confident feeling. It's more of an anxious feeling that actually gives you fear instead of pulling you towards a woman with whom you can fall in love with. The fact that we become numb to normal sex is what also removes our true sexual attraction. We can only be stimulated by the idea of having sex with many women at once in very deviant situations. All of this shit basically messes us up for the long term too. This isn't something that can go away quickly once you're hooked. It took me several months of zero porn before I was back to normal. And I wasn't even hooked on porn either. I'm telling you right now, buddy, you must take porn out of your nightly routine right now. Don't make tonight your last night doing it. Just stop yesterday. It will do nothing for your life except destroy your manly attraction for women. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's the truth, and it's backed by real research. Okay, now that we got that over with.
Okay, so what's going on right now is chances are one of these things is taking up your life, making you think that you're actually benefiting from them when you're not. And because of that, if you're doing one or all or any of these things, it's time for you to stop right now. And what that is breaking the cycle. Today, we are breaking the cycle for our old ways, the old cycle of the mechanisms that were binding us from finding our soulmate. So, what happens after we break the cycle? Okay, it's very simple. Then we make a very strong decision that our purpose is to find our soulmate. We've been taught that being with our soulmate, being with somebody that's perfect for us, we all think about it, and we all see in movies, Disney movies, TV, love stories, music. It's all over the place. It talks about the chance of meeting somebody, the hope of meeting somebody, luck of meeting somebody. It just happens randomly when we weren't thinking about it. It gets us in this headspace that we're not supposed to actually go for who we want. This is one of the biggest things that's keeping us from committing to the decision that I am going to spend my time looking for my woman. Now, think about that. It's probably the least manly thing to assume that finding our soulmate is luck. Finding our soulmate is chance. No, the most manly thing you could do is decide that your life is now dedicated to finding her. So right now, I want you to think, all right, it's time to cut off this old bullshit lifestyle. It's time to cut off the games, the pickup artistry, the online dating. Maybe we could do some video games in the future here and there. Maybe we could use online dating strategically. But for now, we're just going to cut it completely off. Because I got some stuff in store for you, baby. And one more big thing that so many guys, especially today on the internet, are claiming, because they get together in their little red pill groups, and they get together in their little incel groups, and they claim that, it's out of my control. I'm not good looking enough. I don't make enough money. I don't have enough status. That's what women want. And you're making an excuse as a way to leave the game, leave the opportunity. Say, well, I don't have to do this because it's out of my control. It's out of my power. The powers that be have decided that this is not for me. But listen, the most successful men in the world, the men who meet their soulmates, who get everything that they want, they take excuses and they fucking eat them up. They shit them out. They flush them down the toilet. Excuses are bullshit. Excuses have no place in a man's life. Make no excuses. Take all of these limiting beliefs that people put on you and that you put on yourself, throw them the fuck away. Because the most successful men, the difference between the losers and the winners is the winners decide 100% to commit no matter what happens. Now that you have decided fully to commit, in your head you go, yes, I know. Now I am going to meet my soulmate because I've committed. There's nothing stopping me. It's going to happen. Feels good, doesn't it? Feels good in your head. You're like, wow, I can actually do this. This is actually what I'm meant to do. I realized I was being bogged down by all the bullshit that companies and whatever it was, society was putting on me, telling me that I had to live like this or live like this. Now you know you're going to get what you want. You're going to meet the woman that was made for you. It feels good. It feels good to know that you're going to meet her. And the more you commit, the harder you work, the more time you put in, the faster this goes. That's why I say you are going to meet her under a year. I want the most committed men into this. Now, every big commitment, every success starts with a master plan. When you have such strong purpose to achieve something, you can't go on without a plan. Now listen, I have ADD. I'm not the type of guy that likes planning. I fucking hate planning. I mean, even for my own business, Wolf and Garden, I don't set up a business plan. I just want to go. However, somebody, especially with me, an artist, a creator, I need at least some structure to know how I get from point A to point B to point C and so on. So, in the next video, you're going to learn how to create your own master plan that cuts down the time of meeting your soulmate to a fraction, where otherwise it would take, 10, 15 more years. It'll take 1 year. Why? Because you're getting very, very specific about the steps you're going to take. And I'm going to help you with that in the next video. Before you go on, I want to let you know about something a little special. If you look down below this video, you'll see a button to make a call with me, a breakthrough call with me. I am going to give you a half an hour call with me to help you set up that master plan to help you meet your soulmate. I'm going to do this for free. Now, obviously, this is a completely no pressure call. At the end, if the vibe is right between you and me, I'm going to invite you to be on this new masterclass called the Soulmate Method Masterclass with me and a group of other men. It's a live weekly coaching online. And it takes everything that we're learning in this course right now and expands it and gets really into the nitty-gritty, gets really into the good stuff. We work together, we support each other, and I'm gonna be with you every step of the way to answer any questions that you have. All right, guys, I'm so excited to teach you how to set up your own master plan. That's in the next video. See you next time.